Do I really want to be a fat piece of or do I want to be skinny for the rest of my life? Look in the mirror, I'd see stick and bones. People would laugh at me for how skinny I was. It's not enough. I want more. Uncomfortable as hell. It's a sauna inside my car, but I need to speak this word to you guys. Who says you have to wake up every single day and not love the man you see in the mirror? Say enough is enough. What is going on, guys? Back again today. For those of you that are new here, my name is Ivan Compres. I'm 20 years old and I run an online fitness coaching business where I help men transform their lives and become their best versions. The topic of the video today is going to be staying on track, even through the storm, even when things come about, even when obstacles come in your path. You know, I feel like as young men who are trying to get in the right direction and level up our lives, it's easy to start something, right? Or maybe not. Maybe it's, you know, it takes a little bit of commitment and you struggle a bit, but then you start something, right? And then you start going for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then you fall off. You fall off. And for a while in my journey, especially when I was on the come up and I was starting, I would notice that I would stick to something for like 2-3 weeks and then I would fall off. Like I would become inconsistent. I wouldn't do it. I'd lose motivation to be like, man, I missed yesterday. Then I'd end up missing that day. Man, I missed like 3 days this week of going to the gym. You know, maybe I should just take the whole week off and just wait for next week and then we'll start fresh on Monday. And that was just a constant cycle. It was like I'd do really good for 2-3 weeks and then I'd fall off. And I truly didn't understand why it kept happening. It was like months and months of the same exact cycle. I'd eat clean for a little bit, and then I'd eat out and eat some unhealthy food, and then I'd be like, you know what, it's okay. I already ate like shit today. I'm just gonna eat some more and indulge. And then I'd be like, oh, it's the weekend. Like, it's fine. I'm just gonna eat even more. And it was with everything. I mean, even with drinking too. I would just drink, you know, and I'd be like, oh, you know what, I'm already drank one. I'm gonna just drink another one. And it's like, it was that mentality, that all or nothing mindset that, you know, essentially really cooked me. You know, it led me in the wrong direction because I was so fixated on, oh, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. I messed up right here. Might as well just give in even more and mess up some more. And I'm going to go even deeper back to my days when I struggled with porn. You know, I used to watch porn and I'd be on the hub scrolling and I'd scroll and I'd watch a video. I'd nut and then I'd be like, man, why'd I do that? Why'd I do that? And then later in the day, like 3-4 hours later, I'd be like getting that urge again. I'd be like, you know what? I already did it earlier. Like, might as well just, you know, go all in today and watch another video. What's it gonna hurt? And I'd do it again. And then I'd feel like shit and be like, man, I can't believe I did it twice today. And then the same thought process would go on again later that night and be like, yo, I already messed up twice. Let's just do it again. And then by that point, it's like 3 different times in the same day. And I'd just be like, oh, you know what? The next day I'd wake up and be like, you know what? It's Friday anyways. Might as well just go all in today too. And it was like this mindset that would just kill me. It's like I'd make one mistake and I would just amplify it 10 times more because of the fact that I was like, oh, I already messed up a little bit. Might as well just go all in and indulge. And it's like, you can't think like that if you really want to grow. You can't. And if you truly want to get to where you want to be, you have to have the mindset of, yeah, I'm going to mess up. Yeah, I'm going to make mistakes. But guess what? That's forming me into who I need to become. You know, the biggest one for me, like I was mentioning, was that porn one. You know, I struggled with the porn all throughout my high school years. You know, I just watch it and, you know, I'd just look for that perfect video. I'd find it, I'd jerk off, and then I'd be like, man, why did I do that? I feel like such a loser. I can't believe I did that. And then it was like this constant cycle that would just go on. I'd be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to quit. And I'd go like 3-4 days and I'd get back into the cycle. Oh, I'm done, I'm gonna quit. And I wouldn't be able to quit because of that fact that in my mind, I let my brain take over. I let it take over. It's the same thing with waking up in the morning. You know how many mornings I'd wake up and then I'd snooze the alarm that morning and then it'd become a habit and I'd just start doing it every single day because I was like, oh, I snoozed it yesterday and the day before. It's not gonna hurt to do it today. That voice in your head, it's always there. It is always there. And until you realize it and you actually start to take action to try to remove it, you are going to continuously fail and fall short. Because that voice in there is seeking comfort. It's seeking pleasure. It's seeking a comfortable life where you're all coddled and you feel amazing and you're constantly comfortable. But your spirit isn't seeking that. Your spirit wants more. Because deep down, you know you're meant for more. You know you're meant for more. You know you deserve to have a nicer body. You know you should be in a sharper place with your mindset. You know that you should be better off financially. You know that. You know maybe that job you work you don't like. Maybe you feel lost in your career right now. Maybe you don't feel confident in your own shoes and you can't even put on a t-shirt and look yourself in the mirror and feel proud. All those things, I'm telling you, bro, you can change it all. Who says you have to live the rest of your life this way? Who says you have to wake up every single day and not love the man you see in the mirror? You don't have to anymore. You don't have to. It is 2025. When are you going to wake up and finally say enough is enough? Bro, I'm literally telling you, you can change your life starting today. But it's only on the other side of you realizing that it hurts more to stay where you are than it does to take action. Literally, what is the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen if you start eating healthy? What's the worst that could happen if you start going to the gym? What's the worst that could happen if you actually go all in and decide to go to where you need to be with your dream career, your dream job? Maybe you want to start a business. What does it hurt? What's the worst case scenario? If it's not death, it's not that bad. It really isn't. It's not going to kill you. You know, I always had this mindset when I was coming up. Even when I used to play basketball. I used to play basketball, for those of you that are new here, very competitively. I was trying to play at the collegiate level, and I had multiple offers to play at the collegiate level. But back in my high school days, I got it out the mud. I was hooping every single day, going hard. Got an offer at a prep school because I was constantly reaching out to coaches, going all in my practices, playing well in games. Went to that prep school. And I went all in. I was out of my comfort zone, but I pushed and I pushed and I pushed. And I'm telling you guys the same thing. It just takes you getting out of your comfort zone to actually reap the benefits of those dreams in your head. The thing is, they aren't there for no reason. You don't have those dreams for no reason. You don't see that Instagram video when you're scrolling and be like, man, I wish I could have that man's physique for no reason. There's a reason why it's in there. God planted that in there for a reason, bro. And if you just continuously scroll and do nothing about it, imagine 5-10 years from now. You have a family. Your family looks at you and you're overweight. You can't even be the leader of the household because you aren't in physical shape and you're not in the right financial shape either. You know, they coincide. A lot of people think that, you know, your mindset and your physique don't, you know, coincide with how much money you make, but they do. Because when you're consistent and you're disciplined in one thing, it carries over into all areas of your life. So, bro, I'm telling you, you may think it's hard. You may think it's going to take a lot of commitment, but I promise you the rewards on the other side are so much more worth it. Had I stayed where I was then, like, I would have never seen this reality. I would have still been that skinny, insecure, broke kid who lacked confidence, who was constantly placing my self-worth on things outside of myself, who constantly believed that I wasn't capable, who constantly believed that other people were more gifted than me, who constantly believed that, man, I'm short. I don't know, the odds are stacked against me when it comes to basketball because I'm short. And it's like I placed all these excuses on external things when in reality, the only thing I needed to change was this. I needed to look inside. And as soon as I looked inside was when my entire reality changed. It just takes some introspection. And the introspection, it can be uncomfortable, but I promise you on the other side of it is your entire dream life. Your entire dream life, the jacked version of you is on the other side of you just sitting down with yourself and having a conversation and being like, do I really want to be a fat piece of shit or do I want to be skinny for the rest of my life? And as soon as you answer that question and you answer the whys, you start to think deep. What if I don't take action today? What happens? What happens? Do I have to pay for hundreds, thousands in medical bills because I'm fat or I'm skinny and I'm just malnourished? Or do I lock in now and invest in myself now while I'm young, get in great shape, be able to provide for my future family, be attractive to the woman of my dreams, and truly just be that guy, right? It's like we live this life once. I don't understand. Why not just go all in? Why not just do everything you've been wanting to? You know, as soon as I actually went all in and started doing everything I wanted to, I've just been so much happier. I wake up every single day and look at myself in the mirror. I look at my physique and I can admire it. This is coming from somebody who was skinny as hell, who couldn't even look in the mirror. I'd see stick and bones. People would laugh at me for how skinny I was. And it's like now I can look at my body and be like, man, I feel amazing. Man, I feel confident. I take off my shirt and other people stare at me and they look at me. I know it makes them insecure because I'm in shape. And it's like, all of that is attainable. You know, I'm not any different than you. I wake up every day just like you. I bleed, shit, and pee just like you. You can have everything that I have. Just like I can have everything that you have and other people have. Because we're all equal. We're all humans. We're all placed on this earth for a reason. But I'm telling you, with that gift, you need to start to look at other people and be like, yo, he has that, but I can have it too. Don't have the mindset of, oh, he has it because he's gifted and he's lucky and he has the best gyms and he has the best supplements and he has the best doctors. Like, stop placing the blame outside of yourself, bro. It's all within you. You can have anything that anybody else has. Because guess what? If somebody else did it, that bleeds, shits, and peas just like you, what makes it any different for you? You can do it too. They just took the steps that you haven't yet to get there. That's all it is. The only difference between me and you is that I've taken the steps and you haven't. It's not like we're not on an equal playing field. We're all equal. We're all human. And it's once you stop deflecting the blame on other people and actually understand and take accountability for yourself, that everything will change for you. You just have to start to take that accountability for yourself and start to realize, bro, it's all my fault. I'm where I am right now because of me and my decisions. And, you know, you're also just complacent with where you are. You're comfortable. And that's why you fall off track every now and then, because you're okay. Essentially, deep down, you're all right with it. You're okay if you stay where you are. But then there's this internal battle going on where you're like, yeah, you know, I'm not in terrible shape. And, you know, the job I have isn't that bad. And there's this other side of you that's like, bro, please, like, we could be so much more attractive. We could be jacked. We could have a much better job. We could start up that business. And it's like, which do you want to win? Do you want to stay comfortable and then potentially die later in your life with regret? Or do you want to face the discomfort now and get to the end of your life knowing that your family and grandchildren and everybody's taken care of and you were constantly a figure of admiration because you were disciplined? It's a question that a lot of people will think about, but they won't take action on. You know, you should answer this question and it should make you inspired and motivated. You should want to take action today because your entire life can change in a split second. It just takes one decision. One decision is all it takes. So it's like, if you truly just lock in and take that one decision and make it your reality, 2025 can be your year. It's not too late. It's August. It's not too late. But guess what? If you don't take action now, it is going to be too late. And you're going to be a part of that crew that 2026 comes around, you have all these new resolutions, and you don't stick with it. There's no such thing as putting something off for tomorrow. It needs to be now, now, now. One of the key and common aspects that all millionaires, billionaires have in common is when they get an idea, they act on it immediately. It doesn't matter where they are. They get that idea poured in, they act on it. You want to know why? Because if you don't act on it in that moment, one, it might slip away, or number two, if you don't, it's going to be given to someone else. God woke you up for a reason. You are watching this video for a reason. God is trying to tell you, bro, it's now or never. It's now or never. It's either you're growing or you're dying. Every day you're breathing, you're alive. And if you're not growing, you're literally just getting one step closer to your deathbed. That's all it is. You deserve to be happy. God wants you to be happy. God wants you to be joyful. He wants you to be peaceful. And that's all behind taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, renewing your mind daily, and stepping into being that man that you're called to be. We should all be going all in. If you're a subscriber to this channel, you've been following this channel, or if you're new here, this is a brotherhood of guys who want to level up. We all want to grow, and you guys are directly a part of my journey, but at the same time, I want to see you guys win too. I want to see every single one of you guys win. You know, there's a lot of you that watch my videos and you say, yo, Ivan, I implemented this and it's working, and I've noticed the changes. But there's also a lot of you that just watch and don't do anything. So if you're watching this, don't just watch and be passive. Take notes and implement it. One of the fastest ways I was able to grow is watching some of my favorite guys on the internet and taking notes on it and then doing it. Not just watching for fun and entertainment. No, I'm actively learning. I don't watch YouTube anymore just for fun. I watch YouTube to learn and take notes. Learn, take notes, gain knowledge, and grow. Some of the best investments of my life have been in knowledge. Buying books and investing in mentors and investing in learning. All of it. It's been the highest ROI because guess what? Knowledge is power in this world. And once you gain the knowledge from somebody who's where you want to be, your life will change because you just cut in half the learning curve. You learn from somebody who's been through the struggle, who's been in the trenches, who's been through the suffering and hardships. You learn all the things that they learned in a span of maybe a few hours or weeks, which is crazy. The fact that you can do that is crazy. It's priceless. And every single time I've invested in myself and learned from people who are where I want to be, I've grown. I've invested in people that have a very strong mindset, invested in business coaches. I've invested in tons of books. And every single time I always learn years worth of knowledge in a few weeks. Like, that's crazy. The fact that you can pick up a book and learn somebody's whole life experience within a few hours. So if you're literally not reading in this damn age, if you're not reading and learning and being conscious, what are you doing? Do you want to be a part of the 99% or do you want to be in the 1%? And if you're a man watching this and you're okay with being in the 99%, brother, what are you doing? You're not placed on this earth to be average. Since when is being average okay? You should set a higher standard for yourself. You should. As men, we should constantly be trying to be better. Constantly. You should never get comfortable. Don't get comfortable because, right now, your job pays your bills and it allows you to go on 2 trips a year. Don't settle for that. You should be striving to be in a position where your job covers all your bills, but you can also travel whenever you want. You can buy whatever you want. Don't settle. Bro, don't settle to look in the mirror and have some flabs, but you can kind of see your 6-pack and you have like a little bit of arms. It's not as big as you'd like, but it's decent enough. Bro, do not settle for anything. Even me now. I have the physique of my dreams, but it's not enough. I want more. I want to be huge. And it's like, when you have the mentality of you constantly want to conquer more and more and more and more and more, you're getting close. You're doing something right. Don't ever settle. Because when you get complacency, that's when life gets dull. That's when you start to get sad. That's when you start to get anxious. That's when you start to feel all these negative emotions because your spirit is trying to tell you, bro, you're not here to be comfortable. You're here to be uncomfortable so that we can continue to grow. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. That's why old people, when they retire and they kind of just don't move, they just sit at home all day, they usually end up dying like not too long after. They're just like not happy because they have no purpose. As long as we're on earth, we always have to have a purpose. No matter how old we are, young we are. You may think, oh, I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, like it's time to have fun and party and enjoy life. And it's like, brother, why? Why do you feel like that's how you enjoy life? I thought the same way. I thought, I'm just going to drink and vape and have fun with my friends and hook up with, my girl and sleep with my girl and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, what was I doing? I was wasting my life away. And I'm only 20, but the thing is, I realized I was wasting my life away. I look at a lot of the kids my age and I talk to them and their priorities are in completely different places. And I'm like, wow, it's truly insane how the generations are coming up. Like, my mind is on retiring my parents, having so much money that I create generational wealth, being in the best shape of my life. My mind is somewhere completely different, but yet all the people I hang out with every day, they're thinking about where they're going to go drink tonight. And it's like when you zoom out and you actually start to look around, you look at your coworkers and kind of see what the type of time they're on, you look at maybe some of your friends and you start to see how they're thinking. And you're like, where are they all going to be in 5-10 years? Is that where I want to be? Do I want to be that fat dad who's unconfident and my wife don't even really be that attracted to me anymore because I don't have that young aura anymore? Or do I want to be that dad that walks in and I'm ripped and jacked and I got the nicest car, I have the nicest physique, I'm close to God and I feel accomplished? That's the question you gotta ask. You know, and that question alone drew enough pain inside of me to take action. Because I was like, bro, do I want to be that 30-year-old that's like lost and works a dead-end job that I hate and I guess pays the bills and you know, gives my wife a decent life and my kids a decent life, but I'm just like, no, I was meant for more. Like, that draws so much pain in my head, and just that thought alone makes me wake up every day and be like, nah, bro, I gotta do this because my wife can't be stressing about bills. My wife can't be stressing about food on the table. She can't be stressing about, I wish we could take this vacation. I wish we could like save some money and go to this place. Like, screw that. I want my wife to say, yo, I'd love to take a vacation here. All right, bet. On a whim. I want my kids to say they want to do something and I can genuinely put them in a position to do it. I want my kids to look at me and be inspired by me and be like, yo, my dad is a G. My dad is smart, he's intelligent, he's jacked. He's the person I want to learn everything from. That's the position I want to be in. And as a man, you should be thinking about that. You should be thinking about what you want to do for the future generations. You know, because we're young now. But at the same time, it's like, don't you want to be the person that changes your whole bloodline? That people can look up to, that your family can look up to and be like, wow, he really stepped up and he's really him. You want to have respect from others, from your coworkers, from people just walking around. They respect you because you fill out your shirt. You walk with confidence. You feel amazing. You take care of people around you. Do you want to have that aura, or do you kind of just want to be that guy who nobody really notices, nobody really pays attention to because you're out of shape, you don't look great, and you have low confidence because you're giving into vices, you're drinking, you're watching porn, you're not where you want to be. It's like there's so much more happiness on leaving all those negative things behind and taking a little bit of uncomfortability in action and then having everything you've wanted. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park. I am by no means saying walking the path you're called to is comfortable, because it's not. It's the most uncomfortable thing in the world. Every morning I wake up at 5:30 a.m. and that alarm goes off and I'm like, man, I don't want to wake up right now. This sucks. But I do it anyways. But the fulfillment that it grants is endless. It's endless. My future family is going to be looking at me and asking, Dad, how did you get so confident? How do you carry yourself this way? How do you know so much? And I'm going to think in my head to all these mornings, all these YouTube videos talking to you guys. I'm going to be thinking back and be like, that all formed me into who I am today. All of it. And I'm a strong believer in the fact that there's no coincidences. God plants everything in our path when it needs to be planted. And you are watching this video right now because God's trying to wake you up. Bro, God is trying to get you to do something. God is trying to get you to wake up and say, hey, it's my time. I need to take action. I need to stop being unconfident, stop being unhappy, and step into the reality that I've always dreamed of. Bro, it's on the other side of you just facing uncomfortability. That's as simple as it is, and I'm sweating right now. I'm sitting in a car and it's 95 degrees outside with no AC on. Uncomfortable as hell. This is not comfortable. It's a sauna inside my car, but I need to speak this word to you guys and speak it so that it gets to you. It gets to you. I'm by no means comfortable right now. I'm going deep. I'm telling you guys about my past, and I'm sweating bullets in my car. But I'm showing this to you guys and saying this to you guys because I want you guys to not only see what it takes, but to feel it. To want to change, because each and every single one of you behind this screen right now, you're meant for more. You are. We all are. We all are. We're all blessed and we're all unique in our own ways, and you can't even fathom what God has planned for you, but you need to actually start to take care of yourself and move yourself in the right direction so that God can grant it to you. But with that being said, for those of you guys who've watched all the way through, you are real. Those of you guys who are still lacking direction, you want more structure, and you truly want to take things to the next level, apply for Built by Faith coaching down below. If you're a fit, we will hop on a call, and if it makes sense, we will take it from there. But I will catch all of you guys on the next one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.